Hi everybody, we are going to start Unit 3, which is on equations and solving equations. Just like our last unit, you will be expected to communicate your steps each part of the way. So we're going to start looking at the parts of an equation so that it's helpful when you are solving them and showing your steps. So you can see we have an equation here. An equation is something that has an equal sign. Okay, so we have our equal sign right here. That's what makes this an equation. Then we have a coefficient, a variable, an operator, constant, and terms. So let's go over what each part of those means. All right, so a coefficient, I'm going to actually start with the variable because that's really what equation is a lot of times about, is finding what that variable is. So a variable is a letter that is used to represent an unknown number. So here is our variable. A coefficient is a number that is being multiplied by a variable. So our 4 right here is our coefficient. We have two other terms in this equation. We have a 7 and a 19. You'll notice there are no variables attached to them. So those are called constants. They are constantly equivalent to 7, constantly equivalent to 19. There's nothing varying or changing with it. The operator in the equation is the operation. Okay, so like addition is an operation, subtraction is an operation, multiplication or division is an operation. So those are the operators. And then the terms are separated by addition or subtraction or by like the equal sign. So here's one term, 4x is a term, here's 7, that is a term, and 19 is a term. This really goes back to our last unit where we were learning how to combine like terms. That's where this word comes in. So if you look, an equation is made up of a left side, okay, and a right side. All that is two expressions, one expression on the left, one expression on the right, and there's an equal sign in the middle of them. What this is saying is the expression on the left is equal to or the same as the expression on the right. Your goal this unit is going to be to find the value of this variable that makes the left side and the right side equivalent or the same. All right, we're going to go on to the next one and just see if we can identify each of our words. So in this expression, or sorry, not expression, this equation, we have x as our variable. So a coefficient, we said, is in front of a variable. If you look right now, there isn't a number right in front of our variable, but we could think of the coefficient as a 1. Okay, there could be a 1 placed in the front of this. Because 1 times x is still x. That is our identity property. All right, so we could think of this as 1x, so the coefficient is 1. Our constant, there's two constants in here. See if you can identify them. Positive 2 and 3. Those are our numbers without any variables attached to them. All right, let's look at this one. Can you find the variable? Our variable is y. The coefficient, this sometimes is tricky for students. There's a negative there, and again, we're going to think of that invisible 1. So our coefficient this time is negative 1. I could put a negative right here, and then you can see y is being multiplied by a negative. And then we have one constant in this equation. Our constant is 14. All right, so again, to summarize, an equation has an equal sign, and the equal sign is separating our expression on the left and our expression on the right. All right, thanks for listening.